just how you planned it. Life could put you in a pickle, just make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. Google a book so you can find it on Amazon. We got to talk about this tech, man, and how the way they portrayed this. The kid could have been a normal kid, just acting up, in the second part of the video. But because of how I see people act online, I can see how this can switch because I've seen this more and more in life. So, the kid was a kid before the iPad. He was smooth as Tennessee whiskey, and it was sweet as strawberry wine. And now he crazy. And now we got to ask the question: Is that what's happening to adults? Because see, what we talk about with adults is being on the phone incessantly. You know, being detached from society, being socially awkward, being um being an incel in real life, but a catfish online, and having these bad attitudes. And for me, it's not just the technology; it's the lack of activity. I think people forget about an idle mind being a devil's workshop. And just because you can sit in front of a phone or a computer or an iPad and watch something that can distract you or entertain you for a certain amount of time, that doesn't mean that your body doesn't need the movement and activity. You get what I'm saying? So let me do this. Um, Hold up. Sorry about that. The other thing that goes along with this is this: you got to take into consideration that at some point it's on you, because a lot of times we give in to these kids flipping out. Oh, give him his stuff back. First of all, that ain't his stuff. Let's go. Let's start there. Secondly, this isn't making him a better person, so it's not that important. Third, and for me, which is most important thing is what kind of man is he going to become going down this path, and it's not going to be good. So, as the parent in that situation, you got to take this stuff away, and you got to interject all the other stuff, and you got to interact. And sometimes the issue that's going on is, when I was a kid, we were quote unquote called latchkey kids, right? But we had friends. We found things to do outside of just sitting in the house all day. What I see now in society is kids who are accustomed to sitting in the house all day, and I see adults who are accustomed to sitting in the house all day. Thus, some of this stuff where you hear like maybe millennials talk about, we're not going to do this and we're not going to do work and we don't want to do a job. We're not built like that. We're going to do this and that, because they don't do nothing. They spent their whole life not doing nothing. It's not the work that they're afraid of. It's doing something that they're afraid of. They're not doing anything with their time. They're not that active. So the thought of having to being forced to do something, it's like, because even when you hear those arguments of, well, I'll just play video games. I'll just sit in the house and play video games. Somebody's got to work to keep the lights on, keep the roof over your head, keep the electricity flowing for your little goofy game, to keep the Wi-Fi on. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was our tech addiction is really, the issue with the morality of society. The technology has desensitized us to humanity. E- so now people are reverting in the sense of being less empathetic to people. It's in America. America's been a shitty place for people for a long time, depending on what you look like. But what you're seeing is this idea, it keeps resurfacing. you know, that I can just tap into the matrix and everything will go away. And when you take the matrix away, people lose their minds because the matrix is all that they have left because outside is so scary. Dealing with people is so scary. I got anxiety. Oh, I want to talk through everything and I want to communicate, which means I'm not going to do a damn thing about anything. I'm just going to talk, like me on the internet right now. Um, so now you get less problem solvers. You get less people who are confident because they haven't done anything to give them confidence of working in the real world of society. So now you're just getting a bunch of people who just snapping like children. Like when a kid first starts playing video games and they first start competing and they taste their first loss, they lose it. They're ready to break. You're seeing teenagers and grown men in engaging in this same behavior because they're addicted to tech. You know, and the scariest part about it is people think that they can survive in the real world because they're still living a childhood fantasy that I'm Superman. It's when I decide to go out of the house, I'll be grown. I can fly, and it's like no, no, no. I'm bulletproof. No, no. I'm Batman. No, you're broke man. Dun, 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 to the broke cave. Um, but this addiction is becoming a problem, and we're gonna have to do something ASAP to fix it. But tell me what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you.